Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining us today. As you are coming in, I want you to type in the city and the state that you're actually viewing from. Say hello to everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Today we have a great speaker. We have Dr. Caroline in with us today. So, ladies, you are in for a treat. But for those of you that are actually catching the replay, I want you to type in the chat box hashtag replay. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Dr. Carolyn. How are you doing
I
today?
am well. I love your energy. I'm well. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. I am doing great. So, ladies, for those of you that don't know me, I am Erica Hill, and I help professional women reset their mind and their money so that they'll have the freedom to build generational wealth. I'm also the founder of Create Your Fabulous Life, which is a personal and professional growth and development firm. And within the last 18 months, I've educated and inspired several families on the importance of building generational wealth, which is total over $8.5 million. So, as a licensed financial professional and as a licensed certified financial educator instructor, I'm extremely passionate about rewiring some of the limiting beliefs
Hmm.
that we women have around money. And that is why
Yes.
Dr. Carolyn is here today, ladies. So grab your drinks, grab your girls, make sure they are on this live because we are going to bring it. Dr. Carolyn, let the ladies know who you are and what you do and how you are going to bless them this evening.
Thank you so much for having me. I cannot see anyone that's here. So where's everybody? Are they typing where they're from? Are they?
Well, we're actually in the StreamYard platform, so we
Okay.
can't see them because they're actually in the Facebook group. So I
Hmm.
actually have to look unless they actually join in. If you guys actually join in StreamYard, we can actually see your comments.
Okay.
So if you're typing now, I actually have to go into the group to see some of your comments. But Dr. Carolyn, let them know who you are.
I'm doing well. Again, thank you so much for having me. I am a general dentist by training. I'm also a wife and money and mommy. And you might hear my daughter in the background screaming, but my husband is a very supportive husband. So of course he's helping, trying to get her ready for bed and all. But again, thanks so much for having me. Again, in addition to being a general dentist, a wife, and a mom, I'm also the founder of Doctors Out of Debt. And what I do is I help doctors, and when I say doctors, I mean medical professionals pretty much. That's who I have worked with, dentists, physicians, pharmacists. I show them exactly how to get out of debt to have generational wealth. Because I think that we have worked way too hard to go deep in debt and just not able to be able to enjoy life and practice medicine on our own terms. It just doesn't make sense that we don't know anything about financial literacy, when to invest, how to invest, um, even what generational wealth is. So I show them exactly how to attain that. Because in 2011, I graduated from dental school and I had $250,000 in student loan debt. And being from the Caribbean, I'm from Haiti, that's where the accent is from. I had no idea how to pay all that off. Like no clue. My parents didn't have credit cards. Like I had no clue. I'm laughing at that because I'm like, gosh, they still don't have credit cards. So I had to figure out everything. And surprisingly, to a lot of people, I actually started with less than six-figure income, and I was still able to pay off the debt in 4 years. So in four
Oh,
years, I paid $250,000 in student loans, and it just gave me more power to just be able to invest more and really create generational wealth and have peace of mind. It's been the best thing ever. There's not one day that I wake up and say like, "Oh, I wish I still had student loans." Who says that?
mhm.
It's the best thing ever to be free from that, from Sally Mae calling me, sending me emails. I'm just free from that. It's the best thing ever to have that freedom.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, Dr. Carolyn, that is like a miracle within itself. $250,000 you paid off in 4 years.
Mhm.
So, what did you hear growing up as a child about money? Like, did your parents teach you?
They
Uh,
did. So we talked a lot about money, and I think that's what really helped me. Whenever they were ready to buy a car or whatever it is, they would show us the car they were interested in, the color, how much money. everything. They were very, they involved us because a lot of households sometimes they say, that's grown up folks talk. We don't talk about stuff like that. We don't talk about money to our children. What my parents did, they went into details as far as how they were going to pay for something, how they're going to, um, and they always said that if someone came to my funeral saying that I have debt, they're lying. That's how much they were like against that, unless it's debt that's gonna create wealth. They had properties, all those things, so that definitely helped me um to instill those money beliefs, but it was still not, I guess, enough to prepare me to go against $250,000 in student loans with a bunch of interest. My interest rate was 7.9%. And some stocks that you can buy sometimes don't even give you that return in the stock market. So it was huge. I was stressed, frustrated. But to answer your question, we definitely talked about money. And that's something that I'm doing in my household now, just openly talking about money. It's not taboo.
I love it. Dr. Carolyn, I love it. I love it. I love it. But what it's your situation is a little bit different.
Mhm.
But a lot of times what I discover, and this actually happened to me too, as women, we're told, don't tell people your
Yes.
business, don't talk about money because you don't want people in your business. So we end
Mhm.
up suffering in silence.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I love the fact that money, within your family was an open conversation.
Mhm.
So even
Yes.
though you got yourself in debt because you were
Mhm.
trying to better yourself through
Mhm.
education,
Mhm.
you still weren't prepared with how to
Mm-mm.
deal with that $250,000
No.
student
No.
loan. So
No.
you probably went through all of the emotions that are attached sometimes to that lack conversation when it comes to debt, stress,
Yes.
worried,
Mhm. Mhm.
depressed, and things of that
Mhm.
nature. So
Mhm.
today, ladies, we're talking about why debt freedom is a goal to an end goal. And for
Mhm.
those of you that are actually joining, we have Dr. Carolyn on the line, and she's actually talking to you and letting you know what she actually did to combat her debt and become debt free, and why she's actually so passionate
Mhm.
about teaching others how to do the same. Now, Dr. Carolyn, is there a certain system that you followed, or like how did you do that?
So the first thing, to be honest with you, so first, when I had that much debt and I did not even understand how interest rates work, I was very frustrated. I was bitter. I was not happy, not a very happy person back then. I'm a little bit embarrassed to say it, but it's true. Um, it's not the happy face that you see now. That's not what it was 10 years ago. And but again, it was my mindset. That was the first thing that I had to change. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, here goes about that mindset. But it's true. Whenever again for me, I'm a- I, I can prove everything. And that's the thing. I'm an open book, very transparent. Whenever I had that negative mindset, I also had a negative bank account, unfortunately. And when I say negative, like negative six figures. So that's how bad it was. And changing my mindset was a huge, huge deal. And there's so many ways to do that. Um, Self-help books. You can read some self-help books, meditating, saying affirmations, and even if you're exercising, because exercising is something that's important as well. Just release all the stress. All of those things can. All of those things can actually help you have a positive mindset. And also, the second thing for me is something else that I learned from my parent: never rely on one income. When I graduated from dental school, I never had one job. I had like three, four jobs. One time I went on an interview, they're like, "Oh, you're Jamaican." I'm like, "Wait, what? What are you talking about?" But I never ever had one job. And again, a lot of them were active jobs, meaning doing it was I was getting active income. But as I'm learning more and more about money, getting more and more financially literate, I learned that there's something called passive income as well. And I started implementing that as well. But again, mindset was the first thing, and then implementing multiple streams of income that really helped me pay off the debt in 4 years. And it's important to be resourceful, to even ask, where can I find free money to pay off your debt? How can I find the best strategies? Ask and you shall receive, really. People are there to help, really. That's how I see it. And again, to go back to mindset, I don't see people as someone trying to get to me. No, people are willing to help me. So that's how I see it. Mindset is huge. And it's kind of like exercising. It's not like going to the gym and then you lose 5 pounds. For the mindset, you have to keep working on your mindset daily, every day. Every day I say those affirmations. I listen to podcasts. I exercise. I eat well. All those things. Yeah, it's a journey.
It is, and it's so funny because I teach a lot of mindset work too, and I always tell people the world that you create begins in the inside.
Yes.
See, we haven't been taught that, and a lot of times
Mm-mm.
we try to change things outside of us. But if you want transformation, you have to go on the inside, and that mindset is an inside work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's inside work, and as you said, it's repetitious because
Yes.
you are where you are in life because you've been programmed that way.
Yes.
So in order for you to change it, you
Change.
got
Mm-hmm.
to program yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Mm-hmm.
comes with repetition. So,
Yes.
Dr. Carolyn, you thank you so much because you are spitting some gems, ladies. I hope you are actually like gravitating to some of the things that she's saying because she's spitting out gems. A couple of things you said I wanted to kind of expand on.
Mm-hmm.
You said your parents taught you never to rely
Never.
on one
Mm-mm.
source of income.
Mm-mm.
Like
Never.
most people like me, even me, I was taught, go to college, you got to go to college,
Mm-hmm.
get a
Mm-hmm.
degree in order for you to get a good job. I
Mm-hmm.
was always taught you had to work for somebody else
Yes.
in
Yes.
order for you to get this good job.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
and I was compliant, I did what they said. I have a degree from Clark Atlanta University. But no
Mm-hmm.
one ever taught me what to do with the money once I got that
Mm.
degree. And no one ever taught me that I could have been the business owner. I didn't have to
Yes.
go to college, get all these student
Mm-hmm.
loans to work for somebody else. I could have been my own boss.
Mm-hmm.
No one ever taught me that.
Mm-hmm.
So, in you learning that lesson, what I hear you saying is because you have multiple streams of income,
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the reasons why you were able to pay that
It
two hundred
helped.
fifty thousand dollar debt within 4 years
Yes.
because you expanded yourself.
Yes,
And you,
because there's only, again, as a dentist, sorry to interrupt, as a dentist, there's only so many teeth I can pull. There's only so many root canals I can do. So it's very important to find other streams of income. And it can look like the different streams of income. Sometimes you can have multiple streams of income within your one business. Sometimes you can have several active income. That's what a lot of us are accustomed to, saying, I have 3 jobs, 4 jobs that I'm working. But there are other ways that you can actually invest the money that can give you streams of income.
yeah, yeah. So many different ways to
Hmm.
make your money work for you versus you
Yes.
working for
Oh.
it. And you said another thing too, passive income.
Mhm.
You're working on passive income. Talk a little bit more about that.
So passive income, it's pretty much when you actively put money towards something, and then at some point passively it's starting to put money in your pocket as you're sleeping, as you're snoring, if you're on vacation somewhere. It's the best thing ever. An example, if you write a book and you can get royalty checks from that. If you buy a rental property and then every single month you get rent money from tenants, that's passive income. You buy a dividend stock, and then every sometimes it's quarterly, you get income from that. There's so many ways to have passive income without even thinking about it, and I'm giving you guys like at least 3 or 4 income to think about. And it's, you don't need to have a lot of money to do those things. And again, with the internet, there's so many more resources that really show you how you can start those things with like even $50. Even on Cash App, sometimes you can use Cash App to start investing. They make it easier for you. And it's good to have that passive income, and not to be pessimistic, but it's going to be very hard, almost close to impossible, to have generational wealth by just working. If you want to have what we really call generational wealth, you will need to have passive income. Because, again, it doesn't matter what you do for work, there's only so much of that you can do every single day and not get tired. I love dentistry, but again, I do enjoy the passive income. During the lockdown, so as a dentist for 2.5 months, I did not work, and I did not have the stress of that because I knew my tenants were paying my rent well, my mortgage for every single month. That's the best thing ever. And at the same time, all about mindset. Sometimes people go into real estate saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna make money from those tenants." Change your mindset and be like, "I'm gonna give those people a place to live." That's how I see it. And it's been the best thing ever. Again, mindset is huge when it comes to the freedom, financial freedom, generational wealth. Mindset is huge.
I love it. What I hear you saying is you come from an abundance and being of
Yes.
service,
Yes.
opposed to actually receiving, oh, they're going to pay me rent. You're
No.
coming to, no, I'm providing them with a home, roof
Yes.
over their head. And that's a
Hmm.
different space to come from other than receiving sometimes. You're actually giving.
Yes.
And because
Exactly.
you're giving, it's coming
Yes.
back in a
The
in
more you give, the more you. Oh my gosh. Yes. You go.
I love it. I
Yes.
love it. Now talk about generational wealth. What is generational wealth?
So by definition, generational wealth is pretty much accumulating wealth for generations. So you accumulate the wealth and you pass it down generations to generations. You pretty much pass it down to your kids and grandchildren. And that can be in many forms. That can be a business. That can be through real estate. Real estate is pretty much the easiest way that I have seen. And I always say that millions of millionaires have become millionaires because of real estate investing. It's I don't want to say it's easy, but it's simple to invest in real estate and just keep accumulating wealth like that. And if you have, for example, a rental property, you can keep that for 20 years. It's paid off in 20 years. You pass it down to your kid. They have a paid off property like that. And then every month you can use that income to pay for their tuition. And then in 20 years, 40 years now, it's still in the family. You can do cash out refinance, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to always talk to a financial advisor first. But there's so many ways that you can just use that property to just build wealth and just keep it in the family. It's important to hold the real estate investment to really accumulate the wealth. It's so important, and it's something that I feel that it's not talked a lot in our community. Again, taboo. But again, generational wealth, it's something that I feel that we are already a little bit behind on. And
Little bit.
so we have some catching up to do. But again, it's just get your foot in the door with real estate investing, the stock market. And there's so many resources, there's so many courses. And and something that I'll add is don't just go to a course or don't just read a book and then just put it on the bookshelf. Apply what you have learned. It's very important to just not accumulate knowledge and not apply the knowledge, and that's something that I'm huge on. Whatever I read a book, I'm like, let me go apply that. If I listen to a podcast, let me go do that. It's very important to take action, okay, to actually see the wealth getting accumulated, and your
I
grandkids are gonna thank you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Dr. Carolyn, there is a couple of things. Ladies, I hope you are taking notes because she is dropping some gems. She is dropping some gems. But a lot of my clients that I actually work with, Dr. Carolyn, they
Mhm.
get caught up in a conversation like it's too late or I'm too old. They feel like they're too old. And I always tell them statistics show that 21% of millionaires are created between the ages of 50 and 55.
Yeah.
So it's never too late. And
No,
it's never about how much money you make.
no, it's how
It's
much
about
money you
how
keep.
much you make and how much you grow. You got to have it in the
Yes.
right vehicles. You got to have it in the right vehicles so that
Yes.
your money is compounding.
Yes.
So I
Absolutely.
love it. I love it. I love it. And you also said something that was very important about leaving
Mhm.
assets for
Mhm.
generations to come.
Yeah.
I always tell my clients, you were born into abundance, but you were programmed into lack. And I want to
Yeah.
say that you were born into abundance, but you were programmed into lack.
Wow, that's
We
true.
all came in this world as wealthy people,
Mhm.
but society, parents,
Mhm.
things of that nature programmed you, and you got programmed into a lack conversation. That's not who you are. Follow the playbook of successful people. It's out there. Whatever the wealthy doing, you do it too. If they got 2 billion and you got $50, use the same playbook. It's not about how much you have, it's about what
Mhm.
you do with what
Mhm.
you have.
Yes.
So, Dr. Carolyn, like, what else? Like, what is it? What podcasts, what courses, what books would you
Mhm.
recommend for someone to start reading? Because you said a lot about the books.
So mindset is huge. So Think and Grow Rich. It should be on everybody's bookshelf. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And what else? The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. He talks a lot about habits because sometimes we don't realize that little habits that we do every single day, it's gonna you're pretty much so whatever you're doing now is gonna show up in 10, 15 years what you've been doing. So if every day I'm eating Oreo cookies, it's gonna be showing in 10 years. I'm gonna have cavities, I'm gonna be a little bit bigger, all those things. So again, small habits. The Millionaire Next Door. My gosh, there's so many books. What else? Psychology of Money. That's a good one too. Because a lot of times, and something that I have learned is that, and I'm not trying to offend anybody really by saying that, but it's true. Broke people, they chase money. Okay. So if you go in a lower income neighborhood, you're gonna see some payday loans, some lottery stores and stuff like that. Broke people, they just chase money. They just want money. They're gonna be working overtime and stuff like that. Okay. If you are rich, okay, rich people, they chase things. They just want things. They want the luxury stuff. And the wealthy people know that. The wealthy people, what do they chase? They chase freedom and ideas. They're the one with the big ideas, the big, like Elon Musk and who else? For me, it's always Elon Musk. He always amazes me with what he says. Oh my gosh, who's the Amazon guy? I forgot his name. All of those people, those big
Jeff
CEOs,
Bezos.
just based
Mhm.
exactly. Those people, those multi-millionaires or billionaires, they always chase ideas and freedom. And unfortunately, I don't want to say they use the rich people and broke people, but it's pretty much what the system is. They just chase freedom, and as opposed to broke people that just chase money. And the wealthy knows that. That's why they have the payday loans, the lottery stores in lower income neighborhoods. And the rich people, they know that the rich people they just want the luxury stuff, the big shiny stuff. So wealthy people are like, oh, let me go sell it, put a $20,000 book bag or whatever in the shelf so that the rich people can buy it and show it up on Instagram. The wealthy people know that. And if you look at, I'm having a blank right now. The guy from Facebook, what's his name? CEO from Facebook. I forgot his name. He's always
Uh,
wearing the same little T-shirt. So just to show that he's always always wearing the same little T-shirts.
Mark
But people who
Mark
are rich,
Zuckerberg.
yes, but people who are
Mhm.
rich, they're gonna have the luxury. So it's very important that to keep that in mind and that which category you wanna be in, try to chase that. Both people chase money, rich people chase things, wealthy people chase ideas and freedom. Again, I'm not trying to offend anybody. It's just true. Read Psychology of Money. It's wow, it's an amazing, amazing book. Um, and there's a lady that I listen to. What is her name? Linda P. Jones. She has a podcast called "Be Wealthy or Smart." No, Be Wealthy and Smart. It's very, very good too. As far as podcasts, I listen to podcasts every single day. Earn Your Leisure is another one. Um, there's another one with Redefining Wealth with Patrice Washington. That's another good one. Um, the Money Guys, that's another fun one. There's so many. Again, every single day I listen to one. Always try to dedicate 30 minutes to just learning something. And that's the thing. Sometimes I think that when we graduate from high school or college or any professional school, we're like, okay, oh, I'm done. Oh no, you're not. There's more learning to do. And even me, I was like, oh, I'm done. I'm graduated from dental school. I'm done. No, I realized that I had way much more stuff to learn about. And there's so many free resources, podcast, YouTube, right? Reading books is so important to just use those resources, but again, not just use them, but actually apply those resources. Whatever you have learned, just apply it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Something that you said was poor people chase money, rich people chase things, but
Yes.
wealthy people chase freedom.
Hmm.
Um, and what I always tell my clients, and actually in my book, my most recent book, Reset, Learn How to Grow Money and Build a Legacy, which is available on Amazon. What I always teach people, the difference between poor, rich, and wealthy,
Mhm.
like Dr. Carolyn keeps saying, is their mindset.
Mhm.
The wealthy see themselves as abundant
Mhm.
and they do everything to create in a world of abundance. So if you look at yourself as an abundant person and you look at yourself as being in service to the world, you look to see what is it that they need and how can I supply them with that need. And you of course you're going to make money from it. So the wealthy people see a need and they fulfill that need and they get
Mhm.
paid from that need.
Mhm.
Poor people are programmed to work for someone. That's the way that
Yes.
they can actually get the money because they have to work for somebody. Okay.
Yes.
And the rich people actually know that they don't really have to work for somebody, but they want to look good. I want to look good.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
all three are different mindsets.
Yes.
And
Mindset
something
is key.
else that Dr. Carolyn said, if you come from a space of service, what are my gifts and talents? What is something that's needed in the world? How can I bridge my gift and talents to what's needed and then create an income around that? If you come from that space, you'll never work a day
Mhm.
in your life because you'll be working in your passion.
Yes.
It's a difference when you're actually working in your passion
Mhm.
versus just trying to earn a living. Totally different world.
Oh, yes.
Totally
Wow.
different worlds. Two
I love
totally
that.
different worlds. So, Dr. Carolyn, thank you so much for coming on today. Like, what is it that you would like to leave the viewers with?
So, again, as you can tell, we talk a lot about mindset. So, keep working on your mindset. It's something that you, so that when you die, you're gonna keep working on your mindset and don't feel like, oh my gosh, this is not working. Keep at it. It's kind of like exercising. You might be like, I'm still overweight or whatever it is. Keep at it. Keep at it. Never stop working on your mindset. Always surround yourself with positive people, people that you want to be like, people who have similar goals, and all those things. It's very, very important. And if you have children, start teaching your kids early about money. Actually, I just released a children's book. It's called, my daughter, her name is Olivia. So it's called Lily and the Talking Piggy Bank, where we talk, I show her exactly how to have multiple streams of income, how to have financial literacy. So it's very important to teach your children those things early because
How old
it's
is your daughter?
she's 2. I'm teaching her early.
I love it. I
So
love it.
it's one thing to just pass down the wealth, to have the generational wealth, but you also have to pass down the financial literacy. Research has shown that usually after 4 generations, the wealth does not go down to the fifth generation because people don't talk about it. They don't talk about how what it takes to actually have the wealth. So you have to talk about it. Be open about it. It's okay to talk about money. We have to stop making it so taboo. And whatever you want is already within yourself. Really, just stay positive. I'm a living testimony. I'm not just saying that. It's true. It's really, really true. Mindset is key.
I love it. Dr. Carolyn, I always tell people money is an energy. We haven't been taught that. We chase that green sheet of paper, and that's not what it is. As a representative, money is an energy. You are the source behind money, and you're either attracting it or
Mhm.
you're repelling it. And you're attracting it or repelling it according to your mindset. And I know you're probably tired of her and me keep saying mindset, mindset, mindset. But your mindset
It's
determines
true.
everything that happens to you in life. Wherever
Yes.
your mind is set, your actions will follow.
Yes, it's true
So
because I have worked with so many client doctors because I have courses where I teach doctors exactly those things, those steps to go get out of debt and create wealth. And sometimes a little bit they're not sure, like, should I sign up for that course? I'm not sure. And then when they're there, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm paying off the debt. I didn't realize that I had that negative mindset blocking me to buy that investment property, to have life insurance for my kids, to have disability insurance, to know exactly how to open a brokerage account, all those things. So I showed them exactly what to do. But again, the first thing, mindset. You just have to recognize that some things that you believe, you're just blocking your blessings, you know? So it's very important too. work on that mindset. And I know they're like, oh my gosh, not that mindset talk again, like you say.
Yeah. It's like a big body of water that's just
Yeah.
flowing
Mm-hmm.
effortlessly, just flowing,
Yes.
flowing, flowing. And there's a log that's right on the
Mm-hmm.
side of the
Mm-hmm.
river and it blocks the water from coming. Well, that's what your
Yeah.
mind does. Really, it does. If you're
Yes.
filled with a bunch of negative, limiting beliefs, you are that log
Mm-hmm. Yep.
blocking your blessings from coming through. So, Dr. Carolyn, do you work with people outside of doctors?
I do not at this time, but I've realized there's such a need. So I'm probably gonna have to expand to more than just doctors. But so far I'm working with dentists, physicians, and pharmacists. And it's amazing because I still get text messages from them saying, like, oh my gosh, I just bought my first property, or I just paid off $50,000 in student loans. Thanks for showing me how to find free money to pay off the debt. It's amazing. But again, I really hope one day I can expand to more people because money doesn't have gender or anything like that. It doesn't matter. Money is a tool to be used. And you just have to understand how to use it to your benefit.
Yeah, I love it. So, Dr. Carolyn, how if someone is in the medical field and they want to reach out to you, how do they actually reach? How can they get in contact with you?
Doctors Out of Debt and doctorsoutofdebt.com. That's where they can find me. And I'm on Doctors Out of Debt on Facebook and Instagram. And I would love to chat and so I can help you. And again, mindset is key. I know I keep saying that, but mindset is key. Yep, that's it. Doctors Out of Debt and
Doctors
on
out of debt. So if you
yes.
guys are actually in the medical profession and you have any questions for Dr. Carolyn, just reach out to her on doctorsoutofdebt.com and she will be
Mhm.
happy to assist you. Dr. Carolyn, it was such a pleasure. You know, I love generational wealth,
I
money
enjoyed it.
mindset. That's what I actually study. That's what I practice. That's what I actually teach. So I love, love, love bringing in guests into the community so that they
Mhm.
can get a different perspective.
Mhm.
And I love to hear other stories of how women have actually overcome, some of their
Yes.
adversities when it comes to money. And I, try to get their advice and little
Okay.
tips from them as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you for blessing us with your presence. Is
Thanks
there
for having me.
anything else? You are so welcome anytime. Is there anything else that you would like to leave the community before we end tonight?
And so, not trying to end on a negative or note, but several months ago, there's a dentist who passed. And she was in my group, my Doctors Out of That Facebook group, and she was in her 40s, and that made me think even more to ask myself, am I living life like it's really my only life? So if you want debt freedom, if you want to have wealth, is what you're doing today getting helping you get to that goal? Keep asking yourself, am I living life like it's really my only life? And for me, it's different from YOLO. You only live once. To me, you only live once. It's like, oh, I'm gonna party, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But when you ask yourself, am I living life like it's really my only life? Like I only have one chance to do this right, you know? And again, we get a lot of chances in life, but we only get one chance at life. Okay. So it's to me, I keep asking myself, am I living life like it's really my only life? Am I doing everything that I can to give my daughter the best generational wealth that she can have to pass down to her generations and grandkids? So I encourage you guys to ask yourself that. And if the answer is yes, good. And if the answer is no, ask yourself, how can I really live life like it's really my only life? So I'm gonna tell you guys, keep living life like it's keep living life thinking abundantly. Okay, it's very important. Think abundance, okay? And live life like it's really your only life. Like this is it, just go for it.
I love it. Well, Dr. Carolyn, on that note, we will say goodbye to the community. Thank you again. I wish you all peace, love, and blessings. And thank you so much for coming in this evening. Okay.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Bye. Talk to you guys later. Bye, ladies.
Bye.